What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. So today is the day before my official payday, and I want to get my monthly budget broken down between both of my paychecks. If you watched the previous video, you would have seen me create my September monthly budget, but I like to do a monthly budget just to have an overview of the entire month. But I do also like to break it down per paycheck. That way I know exactly what I need to pay and how much I need to pay out of each paycheck. And so I am going to be doing that now. So if you guys want to learn how to break down your monthly budget or just see how I do it, then keep watching. Okay, so we are in September's monthly budget. So for the month, let me change this to September because it is not August. Okay, so for the entire month of September, I have a guaranteed $6,050 coming in. And so, like I said in the beginning, I've already allocated the $6,050. As you can see, I zeroed everything out because I was trying to see exactly how each dollar should best be sent. And the majority of it is going to savings, aka paying back my unexpected home repairs that I've had within the past couple of months. So I do need to break up this entire monthly budget between both of my paychecks and my additional source of income, which is honestly just mainly YouTube. So I'm gonna actually use the August paycheck that I created. I don't know why I did not make two, but it's probably because honestly each paycheck is exactly the same the way that I have it divided. So I'm gonna make this September paycheck 1, and I name it 1 as in whichever check is first in the month, that is September paycheck 1, and then the paycheck that is number 2 during the month, that is September paycheck 2. And if I have a 3 paycheck month, then I will make an additional tab that says September paycheck 3 and just figure out how I should divvy up those funds. But a lot of the times you will have excess because you're only budgeting for 2 paychecks versus 3, if that makes sense. But you'll still need to make sure that that third paycheck is covering the bills that you need in between your next paycheck and the paycheck that you just had, if that makes sense, because you're still gonna have bills coming out, so it's not technically a free paycheck. So let's go to September paycheck 1. I'm a salary employee, so my income rarely ever changes, which is, it's nice because I know exactly how much I have to work with each paycheck. So 1,700 flat, it's 1,700 and some change, but we're not gonna worry about that. That is from my 9 to 5. And the way that I divide it out, when it comes to my main expenses, like my mortgage, phone bill, groceries, things like that, all of that is coming out of my 9 to 5 paychecks, and I have them divided out evenly amongst both paychecks. So basically I use what's called the half payment method, and it's whenever you evenly divide up your recurring expenses amongst each paycheck. And so I have my total monthly mortgage amount that I'm paying out is $825. That is what I'm needing outside of the amount of funds that I placed in my bills account because I wanted to pay up a certain amount over the course of my first year so I could keep my budget when it came to the rent / mortgage amount relatively the same as it was in my duplex. So I just have to come up with $825 each month, and then that amount that I save, that equals the rest of my mortgage amount. So I have to divide $825 up amongst both paychecks. And so I went ahead and copied August paycheck because I've already done this, and so that would be $412.50. And you'll see here that I have all of my housing expenses. Each one of these is what I would need to pull from paycheck 1 in order to reach the total monthly amount. So here I have my cell phone bill as $80 per month, and that is rounded. And so I know that I'm needing to pull $40 from each paycheck. And when it comes to my bills, I have a checking account designated specifically for bills. I do not like mixing my money. I found that put me in some deep doo-doo, because I would look at the account balance, not know what portion was going to bills, what portion was going to personal funds or anything else. And sometimes I would pull from those funds, and when a bill came through, because I love using auto pay, you can guess what happened. I did not have enough to pay that bill, or I was really extra tight when it came to my personal funds, because I didn't know what belonged to what part of my balance, and it was just a hot mess. So I pulled all of my monthly expenses out and split them aside in a checking account. And so now these funds are direct deposited into that bills account. So I know how much my monthly expenses are each month. So I divided that amount by 2 using the half payment method. And so now each paycheck, the half of that amount is going into that checking account. So it's direct deposited from my paycheck. And then when those bills come out, they are auto debited. So I don't have to really do anything with my bills account, but besides just going in, making sure that everything is looking correct as it should, and that I have enough funds in the account. But I'm about a couple of months ahead. I've always tried to get myself a couple of months ahead before I started using, auto pay, because it does take a little while to get to a place where you can comfortably start doing that. But once you get your system set up and started, I promise you, it just makes paying your bills so much easier, because you don't have to think about it. I am very forgetful, and just me trying to pay my bills manually did not work for me. But if that works for you, totally fine. Literally just keep doing what you're doing. And so that is what I did with my housing / bills expenses. When it comes to my groceries, so I did budget $480. I typically have $240 that's direct deposited into another account that's separate for my gas and my groceries. So I have a total of $340 put into my gas and groceries account. And that is $240 of that for groceries and $100 for gas. And once again, I just decided to separate these 2 expenses out, because I want to make sure that I am not, once again, spending money from certain things that I should not be spending money from. So I know when I look into this account, the only transactions I should be seeing are groceries, food, because sometimes I do use fast food rolled up into this $240, and gas. And this $40 does include household expenses. And so if I need like cleaning products, dishwashing liquid, laundry detergent, that is what this $40 is for. So $240 is taken from each paycheck. So it should be the same for paycheck 2. I don't have to really go and alter this any. And so that will go and be direct deposited into my second account. For premiums, this is $50 a month. This is for my cat. It is going, because I'm not willing to continue paying $50 for a premium. We're just gonna pray for the best when it comes to her health. But eventually I will get her back on pet insurance, just not after the end of the year. So that goes into my bills account. This is going into my bills account too, because this is where they're pulled from. This will change because I'm going to remove some features or just cancel the membership altogether. But I'm just going to leave it the same for right now. I do know for Disney Plus, it's $12.03. So this is not right, and I need to get this adjusted. So basically, I'm just going to budget for $6. For my Apple insurance, it is $10 a month. So that's correct. It'll be $5 per paycheck. And data storage is $2, and that would be $1 per paycheck. So that is correct. These all go into my bills account. I have about, I want to say it's $8.80 a paycheck that is direct deposited into my bills account, and that covers my monthly bills. Now, when it comes to debt, I have an auto loan and things like that, but I am not going to put that in my 9-to-5 paychecks. So the only thing I'm doing is $50 that's going to city per paycheck, so $100 per month. And I already have that scheduled to go out since I do get paid this week. And let me see what I budgeted for, however. Okay, I don't know why Capital One's there. That's not right. So I did budget for $100, so that would be accounted for. And there's another, okay, and then there's another city card that I'm going to need to make $100 payment to, but that's not going to be with my 9-to-5, and I will show you why in just a minute. Personal funds, I do have $200 a paycheck direct deposited into an account. My personal funds is in an account all by itself. I needed it to be out on an island by itself because, once again, if I see an additional balance added in with my personal funds, I'm going to automatically assume that this is money that I can use, and I've done that for so long, and I just need to isolate for me funds. So $470 per month. I have $200 per paycheck, so $400 coming from my 9-to-5's pay. So obviously from my extra income, I would need to pull $70 to hit that $470, and that is what I have here. So $200 a month. Now I do need to go back for paycheck 2 and change that to $6 before I forget. Okay, gas is $100, that's correct. Car maintenance, I do $60 into a sinking fund through Ally every single month. That pays for my oil changes and anything else that I might need. I get an oil change like every 3 to 4 months, and that typically costs me like $78. And so insurance is $47.50. It's $95 for the total month, and I believe that is it besides savings. So I send $100 per paycheck right now to savings. For the month of September, I do plan to send a total of nearly $1,400, and obviously a lot of that is coming from the extra income. So as far as how I have my paycheck set up right now, it's just $100 per paycheck. So $200 a month coming from my 9-to-5 over to my savings. $529, that is set up from my paycheck. It goes directly from my paycheck to my daughter's $529. So that's $60 a paycheck, which I have here. I did lower my 401k to just $30 per month, and that would satisfy the $60, and then $100 I'm putting into my kids' custodial accounts, and I recently lowered that to $30 a paycheck as far as what's coming out of my 9-to-5. And so I want to make sure both paychecks look correct, and they are. And now I'm going to duplicate this and make a September side hustle tab. So I know exactly what I need to pull from my, so I know exactly what I need to pull from my extra income. Okay. So I have $2,650 coming. $650. Obviously, I am not going to be paying bills. I do like to have my bills paid from my 9 to 5 because I can't guarantee any additional income, if that makes sense. Like this money right here, it looks nice, but it fluctuates so heavily month to month, honestly, that you can't guarantee how much you'll get. Some months it may be $400, some months it may be $800, some months it may get up to $3,000, but it's never the same. And so I want to make sure that I'm good when it comes to my bills. Like I need to make sure my bills are paid, and should anything happen, I can at least adjust my 9 to 5's income to cover any remaining expenses that I have coming from my side hustle. But God willing, it's always going to be here for me. And I am always going to be expecting an additional paycheck. And as you can see from my 9 to 5 paychecks, going down as an example, I just have a spendable income of $42 after all of those expenses are taken out. And so typically I have this amount going into my buffer account. It's normally about $100, but I, for September, did want to include my lawn care each paycheck. So that is going to be $60 a paycheck, which is $120 a month. And that way I don't have to pull that from my side hustle because I never really know exactly when they're coming. So bills are taken out of. I don't believe I need groceries. Any extra funds pulled over to groceries, but let me see. So for groceries, I budgeted $480, which is $240 times 2, so $240 and $240. So I am good on groceries. I don't need to include that. This is taken from my 9 to 5. All of these are taken from 9 to 5. Let me just clear all of this out. Now, personal funds, I want to have $470 for personal funds, which that's probably not going to work. That's probably not going to work. You know what? Let's push it up to 500, 550. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be realistic. I don't know how my mood is going to be some days. So let's push it up to 550, which means that I need to recover $80, which means that the savings, this is going to have to be reduced. So $13.98 minus 80, so that would change that to $13.18. I do have a good buffer here. Okay, I lied, y'all. Okay. All right, so this is why it's good to go in and work your numbers, because you got to get organized. So I said 550. Let's go back to 480. Or whatever it was that I had. $13.88. Okay, so this is a buffer just in case I go over my personal funds. So I think that with that buffer, that's enough. That is enough. So $480. So I'm gonna need $200 in personal funds per paycheck. And you see here I do it monthly because I need to have that amount show up as that amount. And the way that these tabs are, they're helpful, but it's sometimes if you do it bi-weekly, it's going to show you the amount that you would need bi-weekly as in over a period of X amount of weeks in a year. So it's down to the T, and I needed to pull what I needed to pull. So I always leave it at monthly, no matter if I'm budgeting weekly or whatever. I leave it at monthly, because if I'm wanting to budget $200 a month, I need it to show up as $200 a month. So that's a little trick if you have this spreadsheet. Okay, so going over to this September side hustles budget, I know if I'm trying to budget $480 a month and I just have $400 for my 9 to 5, I'm going to need to add an additional $80. I don't need gas, car maintenance, or anything. And I don't need this. So next up, I did have an additional $100 that I needed to budget for my city card. So I'm gonna pull that out. I do pay my auto loan from my not my 9 to 5, my side hustle income. So that's $400. Let's see. This is a new expense for me because I didn't have pest control before. And so it's $89 quarterly. So I need to budget $44.50 a month. I don't believe that I put that. No. So I did not pull that from my 9 to 5. So I'm going to pull that from the side hustle income. So $44.50. I don't think any of this I needed. Going back to debts, I did say student loans is new. So I'm just going to send them $100. I believe that's what I budgeted for. That's a little more than the amount that they gave me. But my balance is pretty small. It was less than my original credit card debt. So I am okay with just sending them $100 per month, and I will deal with that when I deal with that. So $100 to student loans, that's going to be from this income. How much do I have? So $19.25. I did say for savings, the majority is going to that unless something else pops up as far as income. So $13.88. I have $200 for my 9 to 5, so that would leave me with $11.88 that I'm needing to pull. $11.88. All of these I think were good to go besides custodial accounts. So if I only budget for $30 a paycheck, which is right, so $60 a month, I need an additional $40 to get to that 100. So I know I need to pull $40 and put it into this custodial account. My alarm system, I'm going to see if I paid that through my 9 to 5. So I need $60 a month for home security. And I did pay that through my 9 to 5, so I don't need to touch that. Okay, so where is this money going? Okay, so buffer. I typically have a buffer, let's say now, of $42 since I'm paying lawn care from my 9 to 5. So $42, 42 times 2 is 84. And I need a total buffer amount of $384. So I would need to put $300 when this paycheck comes through to my buffer account. That is $397.50 remaining. My daughter does have her private softball lessons that I know I'm going to need to place back into my account once that is pulled out. And that is $170 for 2 lessons in September. So $170 and $227.50. I do need to tithe. I'm just tithing $100. Like I said in the previous video, don't strike me down. But I am giving. So now the total is $127.50. And I won't lie, this is like the most tedious part, but whenever I get this new tab set up for next month's side hustle tab, all I really need to do is duplicate it, and then I'll be able to go in and adjust these lines. And same thing for the paycheck 1 and paycheck 2. That was really easy because I could use August. So it's not really going to change for October. So I'll just duplicate it and then rename it October, and then add in any little tweaks that I need. So for side hustle, we have $127.50 left to go. So I need to figure out what I'm missing. Okay, I found what it was. So for September, I'm budgeting a total of $270 for my electric bill, because that has been what my electric bill has been creeping up to. So I know when they take out the payment, it's going to be $270. That is more than what I typically budget for and what is rolled into my bills account. And so typically I budget for $170. Now it's $270. So it's $100 over what I typically budget for. So I'm going to pull the additional $100 from my side hustle pay, and hopefully it continues to go down as the weather cools off. So I know I need $100 here. My water bill also that's coming out this month is higher than normal since I had that hot water leak. And so I typically budget for water, this is August monthly budget, $85. For this month, I need to budget $102. That is what is going to be coming out. So what is that? 102 minus 85, $17, which is not bad. So $17, I'm going to pull that from side hustle pay and put that into my bills account when that comes through. And let me see where we are right now. We're at $10.50. I did zero out September's budget, so I know something is missing. Something's off. All right, so I found out what it was. It was electric. I actually need to pull $110 because I budgeted for $270, but each paycheck is only pulling $80, so $160 from each one. So that is what I was missing, and I'm still off by 50 cents. But honestly, I've been looking at this for so long, I'm not going to continue to search and dig for 50 cents. I'll probably do that later. But that is how I divide up my monthly budget into per paycheck budgets. And once again, I like to have a monthly overview just to see the month in its entirety, and then break it down by paycheck. That way I know exactly what expenses I'm paying for from each paycheck and how much I should allocate to each thing. And that just helps to keep me organized, as well as my multiple bank accounts. But hopefully this was really helpful to you guys. Let me know down below how you like to budget. Is it monthly or per paycheck? And I will catch you guys in the next one.